just understand that it don't buy you GOAT status. You're not getting that.
So who's your GOAT?
Michael Jordan.
If you take Bron and put him on them Bulls teams, they still have 6 rings.
I would challenge that.
You would challenge that?
Yes. LeBron is a total package kind of player. 6'9", 260, post you up, do all of these other things. See, y'all want to ignore how you lost to Dallas. You don't get to do that.
I don't ignore it. But
Hold on, wait a minute.
I think he should have won that, honestly.
Time out.
That's probably his only fault on his resume.
That's fine, but understand the importance of that fault. Here's why. You didn't have a bad game. You were scared. It was the fourth quarter of 4 consecutive games of an NBA Finals. Unquestionably, the greatest player in the world went 4 games scoring 4 points or less in the fourth quarter with J.J. Barea and Jason Terry guarding him.
Stephen A. Smith talks about LeBron James stat padding and why he'll never be better than Michael Jordan. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
LeBron is stat padding to be the GOAT.
I'm doubling down on that.
Stand on business.
Who the hell don't know that? But by the way, I don't mean it. Listen, I'm not saying it in a negative way that it's embraced. When you exist this long, all right, and you're still playing, we don't look at the Lakers and see a championship team. You ain't beating Oklahoma City. You ain't beating Denver. All right? I don't think you're beating Houston with 4 dudes starting at 6'11" or above. Okay? After watching Wemby last night, you might not be San Antonio. I mean, I'm looking at these things and I'm saying, okay, well, you know, you're in your 23rd year. You understand? And you accumulate in all of these stats. You know, you're the all-time leading scorer now. You pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You're going to your 21st All-Star game. You're doing this. You're doing that. Fine. Because you ain't winning another league MVP. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah, stand on business, Stephen A. What y'all thought the beef was over? Stephen A. Smith, you know, he took the political route. I ain't going to say nothing about LeBron. Allegedly, his team reached out, waved the white flag. They're not going to say anything. And Stephen A. still saying stuff behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. So he's not wrong. LeBron is a stat padder. He's most likely not going to win another championship unless he just goes to a stacked team or if the Lakers miraculously gets a huge trade. But they're going to have to lose parts like a Austin Reeves or Rui in order to get a major player alongside of Luka and LeBron. So if you're LA, best of luck to you. It's going to be tough. You know, I'm rooting for them on the side. Heat fan first, but it would be good to see the Lakers win. Would be better to see the Lakers win without LeBron James, but looks like he's ramping up, trying to get back sooner than later because the Lakers, they're playing good right now, and he's not the center of attention. LeBron always wants the attention, always wants the stats, so Stephen A. Smith isn't wrong for calling LeBron James a stat padder.
All right? You ain't winning another finals. That ain't happening. So you there because you're going to accumulate these numbers. And by the way, he deserves it. Go get it. And get paid, too. Because I think the $52.6 million that he opted in for, LeBron is worth more than that. He's worth every penny. All right? Give him his money. But along the way, just understand that it don't buy you GOAT status. You're not getting that.
So who's your GOAT?
Michael Jordan.
Unquestioned.
Yeah, of course. LeBron James knows deep down inside no matter what he does in his career, it'll never amount to Michael Jordan. He can have 60,000 career points, maybe win another championship, who knows? But Michael Jordan, he's flawless in the finals, 6-0. So he just showed that he's on another level historically, GOAT-wise. And LeBron James, you know, solid little player, did his thing, not hating, Hall of Famer. He could be top 5, maybe even top 2, who knows? But with the media narratives, they always want to pair him up against Michael Jordan. But you can't forget about Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant. In my opinion, LeBron James may be 4th or 5th on that list. Let's say Michael Jordan, Kobe, Steph, maybe LeBron. You can add whoever you want to add in between there. But LeBron James doesn't have to be number 2 just because the mainstream media wants to pair him against Michael Jordan. But however you want to rank LeBron James is cool, but he'll never surpass Michael Jordan.
Without question. I've been saying that since the man retired, and ain't a damn person changed my mind.
Top three.
Top 3 all time? Okay. I would tell you Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Can we say why you think MJ's the GOAT?
Okay. Since you asked.
Here we go.
6 championships, 6 NBA Finals MVPs, 5 league MVPs, never allowed a game to go to a game 7 of an NBA Finals, 10-time scoring champion, 9-time All-NBA defensive first team player, steals champion, former Defensive Player of the Year award winner. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did.
That's pretty much it. You can drop the mic now, Stephen A. Smith. And LeBron James, I hope you're listening. No matter what you do, Michael Jordan, he's flawless in the NBA Finals. Never allowed a series to go to a Game 7. So at the end of the day, keep trying, keep doing your thing. And again, no hate. People call me a LeBron James hater, but I'm just spitting facts. LeBron James will never surpass Michael Jordan's legacy. He can be number 2, he could be number 3 all time, but that's never going to be better than Michael Jordan. So again, people are going to say what they want to say about me, Stephen A. Smith, even the Skip Baylesses. I know it's entertainment. I know it may go overboard at times, maybe a little bit of trolling, but the truth is Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James.
I don't think I think. Oh, by the way, played all 82 games about 7 to 8 times. Really? That's what we really having this kind of discussion?
No
That
need for
we're
it.
going to really sit here as people who have watched tape, who have watched Michael Jordan play, knowing the culture that exists in the NBA and how it's changed. And by the way, I don't mean this in a negative way in terms of softness, but the game is called softer. I'm giving you facts.
But the skill is higher, though.
That's fine, but let me tell you why. You can't use that as an excuse.
The game was much more ruthless back in those days. People were fighting, pushing and shoving. You can hand check people. In this day and age in basketball, you can't even look at somebody wrong. You're going to get a technical foul, a flagrant foul. Those fouls that were commonplace back in the day, you're getting thrown out of games and suspended and fined. So the game has changed. And don't get me wrong, LeBron James, he adapted over time, added the 3-point shot, but it's nothing compared to what Michael Jordan had to go through in the 80s and 90s.
If I can hurt you, I can compromise you. In other words, like, for example.
But actually, I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead.
So let's say, for example, when Steph Curry first came into the league, man, when he had those ankle injuries and stuff like that, you understand that back in the day, he wouldn't have been able to do but so much. You understand that back in the day, they would have tripped him. You understand they stepped on his foot. They done all types of stuff. They got away with everything. Because they weren't as protective of the stars as they are now. You were hand checking. You could body cats up. What you would get ejected for and suspended for a week now was a foul back in the day. The road to prosperity has to be taken into consideration.
So what if I tell you this, though?
Sure.
If you take Bron and put him on them Bulls teams, they still have 6 rings.
I would challenge that.
You would challenge that?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to think, LeBron James, with his mental, is way different than Michael Jordan. LeBron James, he's fragile. He crumbles under pressure. We've seen it historically. You remember that Dallas Mavericks series when J.J. Barea and Jason Terry, they were bodying up LeBron James in the paint? He couldn't score. He had a lot of epic fourth quarter fails, so that was his worst series ever. He did, move past it over time and became reputable in the finals, but he had a lot of bad hits in the playoffs and especially the finals, the Golden State run. He's supposed to be the greatest player ever, but he couldn't surpass those Warriors teams. Minus that one, the only way he was able to beat the Warriors was because of Kyrie Irving, that great 3-point shot, historical. He always had great players around him. Michael Jordan, he was always the best player on his team. So, again, say what you want to say about LeBron, he's this and that, which is cool. Everyone has their preference as far as who's the best in their eyes, but it's nothing compared to Michael Jordan. He wouldn't have done anything with the Bulls if he put LeBron on that team. They probably win 1 at the most, but they're not going 6-0 in the finals with LeBron James.
I agree with you if you're taking LeBron from the time that he won against OKC and he won his first title.
Can't do that.
I get to look at the 7 previous years.
But when did Jordan win?
I'm not talking about years. I'm talking about heart. You see, you got to remember something, fellas. We got to see. You can't go here because I'm not going to run.
I gotta go there because I firmly believe there's some players that you put in the 90s. Like I know you seen Wemby last night.
Oh yeah. There's no.
What does he look like in the 90s?
There's no answer. There's no. You want me to tell you what happened to him? Want me to tell you what happened to him?
He's shooting it over them.
Remember when he had what happened to him last year?
He got into some blood clots.
That would have happened to him. That's what they would have done to him back in the day. They'd have found a way. That's what they did. That's what they did. I'm just telling you. You had cats that had a license to assault you. It was a different game. But let me get back to your. Let me get back to your point. So, LeBron is a total package kind of player. 6'9", 260, post you up, do all of these other things. See, y'all want to ignore how you lost to Dallas. You don't get to do that.
I don't ignore it. But
Hold on, wait a minute.
I think he should have won that, honestly.
Time out.
That's probably his only fault on his resume.
That's fine, but understand the importance of that fault. Here's why. You didn't have a bad game. You were scared. It was the fourth quarter of 4 consecutive games of an NBA Finals. Unquestionably, the greatest player in the world went 4 games scoring 4 points or less in the fourth quarter with J.J. Barea and Jason Terry guarding him.
Yeah, that was an epic fail, a stain on his record. His jacket got ruined because of that series. Yeah, ultimately, he had a couple good finals runs, but no one can ever forget about the Dallas Mavericks series. And you can't forget about when he was in Cleveland when they played against the Spurs. I believe they got swept. So at the end of the day, he had a lot of epic finals failures, and Michael Jordan didn't. So again, comparing Michael Jordan to LeBron James, I get it. It's cool. It's clickbait worthy. But when you really break down the facts, Michael Jordan and LeBron James shouldn't even be in the same sentence. LeBron James will never surpass Michael Jordan. He doesn't have the heart as Michael Jordan. And again, you put LeBron James in the 90s, he's going to crumble under pressure. Mentally, he would have got destroyed.
There is no discussion here. There's no discussion here. The point that I'm making to you is this. There's a bigger element to go to here. Everybody has bad games. Hell, you can have a bad series. But when mentally you're warped, now you have to take into consideration the kind of advantage you've given the opposition if they were against you.
Exactly.
I am not telling you that the LeBron that won the next year and the year after that, okay, could not be in the GOAT conversation. I'm trying to say that that person that showed up against Dallas, that Michael Jordan or those caliber of players would have never let him overcome those mental, emotional disabilities. I'm answering a question in a fashion to make you say that when you know this better than me, hell, you was at UCLA, bro. You see LaMelo in Charlotte. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know when you got a cat's heart. You know when a cat is scared. The moment is too big. Watch the documentary with Indiana on the Indiana Pacers, and they're talking about they're interviewing Mark Jackson and they're interviewing Reggie Miller, and then they talk about how John Starks got fouled, and then you go to Mark Jackson, and Mark Jackson's footage says John Starks wanted no part of that moment.
Again, man, shout out to Stephen A. Smith. Got to school the young generation. All they see is the LeBron James now, but they're not privy to the LeBron James 10 and 15 years ago. Yeah, he put up some great numbers, great stat pattern, great highlights and dunks, but you put him in playoff situations early on in Cleveland, first year in Miami, it really showed that he doesn't have the heart. He crumbled under pressure, got a little better over the years, but he had to make sure he had great talent around him like Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving and then Anthony Davis before all those terrible injuries. So LeBron James, he's real strategic in the media. He can have his Draymond Greens, his Shannon Sharps, his Gilbert Arenases, his Nick Wrights just to prop him up, but no one can get him past those facts that versus the Dallas Mavericks, he failed. Multiple fourth quarter failures on LeBron James' record. It doesn't look good. Michael Jordan never had that. You put Michael Jordan in the finals, he's going to operate at an elite level, at a GOAT level. And that's something that LeBron James can't do. He's always going to find ways to lose games, being swept in the playoffs. Even now, when he kind of elevated his play, he still struggles when it counts the most. Stop comparing Michael Jordan and LeBron James. LeBron James will never be the GOAT.